Today on Pro Church Daily, we're talking about the anatomy of a perfect kids ministry website page.
Well, hey there, and welcome to Pro Church Daily, the show where in 10 minutes or less you'll get your daily dose of tips and tactics to help your church share the message of Jesus while we navigate the biggest communication shift we've seen in the last 500 years. I'm your host, Alex Mills, joined as always by the boss man, it's Brady Shearer. And today, we're talking about the anatomy of a perfect kids ministry webpage.
In my opinion, in my experience, one of the most important pages on your church's website is your kids ministry page. Yeah. One of the questions that new visitors are going to have, perhaps the biggest question in their minds when it comes to determining whether or not they're going to check out your church in person, is the question, what do you got for my kids?
Yep.
So we want to break down the anatomy of a perfect kids ministry page on your website to help spur and encourage those potential new visitors to break through that potential barrier and check out your church in person. So the anatomy of this perfect page has 6 different sections. Let's dive right in. Part number 1, the introduction. And basically, this is where you want to answer that question. What do you have for my kids? So here's some pre-written copy that you can use. At Hope Church, our kids, infant through 8th grade, experience safe, age-appropriate environments where they learn about Jesus in a creative and relevant way. Most important thing here is to throw in that age category distinction. Yes. So that way the parent isn't asking, okay, you have kids ministry, but what about my kid? He's in the 7th grade. Or what about my infant? She's only 8 months old. Like, is that too young? Is that too old? Put the bookends on the earliest and the latest age so that it is very clear and there's no potential ambiguity.
Right.
Part 2, your first visit. This is where you want to explain what a first-time visitor can expect to experience with their kids upon their first visit. So again, some pre-written copy that you can use on your website. Here's what to expect when visiting Hope Kids for the first time. First, find the area marked for first-time families. There, we'll meet your family, we'll check your child into our system, and then one of our volunteers will lead your child to their age-appropriate room. Upon checking in for the first time, we will ask for the following personal information. Disclaimer, we value your privacy. We're not going to share this info with anyone. Here's what we're asking for. Parent, guardian names, child's name, child's birthday, home address, phone number, and any special instructions such as allergies or special needs for your children. Okay, so there's a lot of information in here, but basically the big takeaway is how much you want to take care of every single step when a new visitor is attending with their kids for the first time. I went to my home church about a year ago, and I was visiting. It was kind of like this celebratory moment for our old pastor, so we went home to our old church, and we were attending in a different way. We had a kid with us, first time ever. We walk in. We had attended this church for years. We had no idea what to do with a kid. We didn't have kids then. We go downstairs to the kids' ministry. There's no one there. There's no signs. There's no directions. We only knew where to go downstairs because we grew up at that church. And it really reminded me of how terrifying it can be to attend a church with kids for the first time. So a couple things that stand out to me here. An area marked for first-time families. Mm-hmm. You immediately are like, okay, here, they've thought of me. I'm going to go here. There, we'll walk you through the check-in process. Then a volunteer will lead you to your classroom. We are holding your hand proverbially every step of the way to make sure that you are comfortable. We understand that we have to get some information from you. Here's what we're gonna ask when you get here. Note, disclaimer, we're not gonna share it with anyone. Again, cover your bases.
That's good.
Part number 3, how check-in works. So here, you basically want to walk through your secure and safe check-in. We know it's imperative. This might get a little bit logistical, so try to keep it brief, but basically be like, if you use kiosks with iPads, talk about that. If you use paper signups, talk about that. If you do the system where you have to print out the 2 different tags and you put one on your child's back and it says 175, and then you keep 175 and don't forget the other sticker or your child belongs to the church now. Like, again, walk through all this so it's crystal clear in the mind of the new visitor what to expect.
And like you said, there are a lot of logistical steps that probably come with a check-in process. So going back to part 2, when we're talking about what to expect on your first visit, I love in that copy where you said a volunteer is going to walk you through this process. Maybe you don't have to explain every logistical step in detail on your site, because when they know what to expect in their first time visit, when they come to your church, a volunteer is there to pick up where your website left off and walk them through that process. So that's good.
That's a great point. Part number 4, parents' viewing room. I'm not too far removed from having an infant. She's almost 3 now, but it doesn't feel like that long ago where I was, for the first time, confronting this issue of, I've got to attend church with a child that I have no control over and spending an extended time, let's say an hour or more, seated, standing, it's really loud, and then there is expectation of complete silence.
Yeah.
That is a little bit of a terrifying notion. And so what you want to do is talk about the amenities that your church offers. Do you have a crying room, a parents' viewing room, a changing room, a nursing room, whatever you call it? Every church is a little different, but again, basically break down the amenities for that age group that doesn't probably fit into actual kids ministry programming.
Okay.
Parents are going to have to be in charge. Here's what we have for you, even in this difficult
Awesome.
time. Part 5, the Meet Our Kids Director section. You want to familiarize new visitors with the team they're handing their kids off to. And so I like to have a big smiling photo of the kids director, and then accompanying that, a little bit of social proof, a little bit of testimonial, just a quote from them to instantly build real rapport. Not just an image, but something from them saying, hey, we can't wait to spend time with your kids, and it's going to be a blast, and we can't wait to meet them, sort of thing. It's just a small extra touch. Just get a quick quote from your kids director, include it, accompanying with their smiling face image, and it just builds instant rapport so that when they attend for the first time, they already feel like they know your team a bit. It's like when I go to a conference and someone walks up to me and they're like, Brady, I feel like I know you. It's like that on a much smaller level where it's basically just like you have already met them digitally, and that helps with the rapport and with the trust. It's just a small extra step you can take.
Yeah, and even when you're coming for your first time, even though you're walking into an unfamiliar space, you'll see a familiar face. And you've made that connection online, and especially when it comes to kids, you letting go of your kids and giving them to a stranger, even though it's at church and maybe it's your first time, it can be kind of a weird thing. But when you can see a familiar face, and like you said, using some social proof to build that trust, it'll make that transition, that handoff, feel a lot more seamless, a lot easier for the parents.
Final section. Got questions? Basically, you're going to put as much on this kids ministry page as possible.
Yeah.
Parents are still going to have questions that you can't answer on the page or that you missed. And so basically, you want to have an easy, clickable link where you can get emails from prospective parents and get in touch with them and answer their questions. We do this with our sales pages. So at the very bottom of the Nucleus homepage, we'll show the pricing, we'll show some testimonials, and then there'll be like a big thing saying, do you still have further questions? We'd love to talk with you. Get in touch. Because when it comes to big decisions like signing up for a new church website builder or handing your kids off to strangers, you want to always let them know that you're willing to go the extra mile, whether it just be answering a question or whether it be making sure that your child is having a great time in a safe, secure environment.
Good.
With all that being said, this is actually taken from our Ultimate Church website page template library. There are 7 total page templates in there. So all of this pre-written copy that we've been talking about, you can download it. If you go to prochurchtools.com/nucleus, you can download this page template along with the 6 others, and you can copy and paste this directly. If you were listening and you're like, oh man, I really want to use that copy, but I'm driving, I'm walking my dog, I'm cooking, I'm not going to be able to write all that down.
Yeah.
Well, you can copy and paste it directly from the PDF. So prochurchtools.com/nucleus is the URL to download that. Thanks for watching today's episode of Pro Church Daily. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for watching today's episode of Pro Church Daily. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and enable notifications so you never miss another video.
And if you like this video, it'd mean the world to us. Maybe give it a thumbs up.
A big ol' thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Today on Pro Church Daily, we're talking about the anatomy of a perfect kids ministry. The next one?